First, let's see the notes on the G string. Prepare your posture, prepare the right hand, prepare the left hand. First position. Let's build up the notes on a G string. Pluck, open G. Next note with the first finger in the first position will be note A. Sing the note A. A. Prepare the first finger, sink into the string. Make sure you're not squeezing with the thumb. Pluck. And here is one hint. You can check if your note was in tune or out of tune by plucking the top string A. When you nailed where the first finger should go, and if you haven't still established the first position, there is a video, and the link for it you will see in the right upper corner. Check it, and that will help you to find the first finger in the first position on any string. After A, we will have to build up a semitone, which is the shortest distance between the fingers. And after A will follow B flat or A sharp, and harmonically they are the same. And the distance is one finger apart. If you're not using the cello tapes, you can measure them with your right hand. So the distance between the first and the second finger should be one finger apart. Pluck it. After B flat comes B natural. Check the distance. Make sure the finger is curved. You sink well because the G string is thicker than the D and A, and you will need more support from your arm. Pluck note B. And another semitone, and the fourth finger will go for the note C. Check the distance. Sink well. You might need a little help from your elbow, so the elbow will go a little bit further, not higher, but further. Sit well, sink well, ensure that the pinky is curved, and pluck note C. And another good news, you can check note C with an open C, which is the lowest string. As you can see, on a G string, you can check an intonation by plucking open A and open C. I hope you remember from the previous lessons that the position of an elbow is slightly different when you play them on the different strings. So coming closer to the lowest strings, you come forward with an elbow to reach the notes and to give them a good support, because it's really easy to start squeezing to get more sound. For the kids, don't rush, because at the beginning you might have more plucking sound like this when the notes are not pressed until the end. And it's absolutely fine, because the kids, they do develop the strength of the finger gradually. So what we need is correct shape and the feeling that you are more standing on the fingertip rather than hanging and squeezing with the thumb. That's quite common when the kids, they do start squeezing to get the clear sound, especially with the pinky. So don't be scared if at the beginning you have the sound like this. Can you hear? Because the notes are not completely pressed, they are not resonating. Develop the finger strength gradually. We need to avoid that squeezing moment. If you will develop it in the correct way, with the time you will be able to get the third and the fourth finger in a good resonating and without squeezing with the thumb. Let's do all the exercises we did cover when we learned the D and A strings. The first is the tunnel, to ensure your fingers are curved enough. And actually with that exercise we can check an intonation as well. We're going to use all the notes on a D string, plucking open D. Let's start. G. Prepare the first finger, make sure you're sinking in and it's curved enough. Second finger, check the distance if you need, sink in. If you can check if you're squeezing or not with the thumb, take it a little bit off or try to tickle the neck by moving your thumb up and down. Then stop. Third finger, sink well into the string, tickle with your thumb, make sure you're not pressing, you're sinking well into the string. And the fourth finger, take time, make sure you're sinking in, the finger is curved. And again, do remember, you can check if your C was in tune, plucking the lower C. If you haven't touched the D string with any of your fingers, well done, you can move on. Exercise number 2, crossing, starting on the D string. That exercise is really good for the mapping, for the coordination, making your string cross perfectly parallel, and also to learn the notes well on the D and the G strings. We start from the first finger on the D string, E. Place the second finger on the G string. So you see, we do cross, but my first finger is staying on the D string. Second finger on the G string, B flat. Then do slide, so draw the line, don't take the finger off, draw the line with the second finger and move it to the string D, where you have F natural. Keep these two fingers on the D string, cross the third finger to the string G, where you have note, right, the note B. Check the distance if you need, it should still have one finger distance. Make sure you do sink, you don't press with the thumb, you're sinking in, you can move your thumb under, kind of tickling the neck. You stand well on the third finger and it's curved, because what might happen? Straightened, curve it. Draw the straight line, bring it to the note F sharp on the D string, and watch, move the elbow to give more support for your pinky. Cross it to the string G. Sink into it, make sure the string resonates. If you can't get this, take time, don't worry. You might get this plucking sound, but you still can work on the coordination and mapping. So note C, and draw the straight line, bring it to the string D where you have note G. And you can check the G with open G, if you're in tune or out. We're gonna do the same, but we're gonna start from the string G. First finger on the string G, note, right, it's note A. And you can check if your first finger is in or out of tune by plucking open A. Let's check. Okay, I can go a little bit sharper. Here it is. So if you heard that you are a little bit out of tune, detect, are you higher in pitch or you're flatter in pitch? If you are sharper, then you need to go flatter. If you're too flat, you need to go sharper. We found the note A. Let's start crossing. Cross the second finger to the note F on the D string. Draw the straight line and bring it to the string G, where you have B flat. Cross the third finger, leaving two fingers on the G string. First and the second stays on the G string, and the finger free goes to the string D. Curve the third finger, and again, make sure you're not squeezing. Sorry for repeating same things over and over, but trust me, we do it for a purpose. What we need is to prevent the bad habits rather than to develop them and spend more time to correct. Pluck F sharp with the third finger, and if you need, check the distance. Draw the straight line, bringing the third finger back to the G string, where you have the note B. And the fourth finger left. So cross the fourth finger, and do remember, the fourth finger does not have any support on a D string because all the fingers, they stayed on the string G. So pluck the fourth finger G and draw the straight line and bring it to the note C on the G string. And check. I can go sharper. Let's do it without the comments. I will start from the string D. Bring the elbow. Exercise number 2, starting from the string G. I did prepare my first finger to make sure I do start in tune. Oh, could you hear that? My finger did not sink well into the string, so that's why it didn't resonate. This is not good. So sink into, make sure you're standing well. Let's do it one more time to make sure all the fingers are standing well. And you should do the same in your practice, because we all do mistakes and we always can aim to make it better and better. One more time. Let's start from the first finger on the G string. Do those exercises. Learn well the notes on the G string. Do the tunnel to make sure all the fingers are curved enough, they do have enough support, they're sinking well into the string, and you do know the distances between the fingers, they sound in tune. Do crossings, exercise 1 and 2, for the better understanding which fingers are staying and which fingers are crossing, for the better coordination, for the better intonation, and the better understanding where the notes are on your fingerboard.